My name is Shelly with Bubbly Botanicals, and today I'm going to make a new soap, and I thought I'd bring you guys along on a live. So basically, I'm going to make a cold processed soap, all natural. It is made with tallow. I'll show you the full process while I answer some skincare questions and give you kind of a behind the scenes look on how I do this. First things first, I've got to put on some protective clothing, because typically I get oil all over whatever I'm wearing whenever I make soap. And that might just be me because I'm a little messy, but that's what we have to do. Okie dokie. So I used to be an operating room nurse. I'm still a nurse. Now I do like nursing IT. But because I used to work in the OR, I have all these handy little scrub hats. And so I use them to cover my hair when I'm making soap. Kind of like food service, like nobody wants your hair in their soap. So this one says, I don't know if you can see it, duck around and find out. It's one of my favorites. So we are dressed and ready to go. Next thing we're gonna do is put on some gloves, because some of the product that I'm gonna be working with, some of the ingredients are pretty caustic and can burn you. I'll explain as I go, but yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some gloves on. The first thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna measure out, we're gonna use lye. You use lye to make soap. Soap is a mixture between lye and fats and oils. There is a chemical process that happens when you put those two things together, and that's what creates the soap ion. Soap is actually a salt. Most of the soaps that you buy in the store are not actually soap, they're detergents. They're made with a lot of chemicals, but they're not actually made with real soap. That's why they call them things like beauty bar or whatever. If you look on the packaging, they can't advertise it as actual soap. They have to call it something else. All right, so we're gonna mix our lye with distilled water. And I have a jug of that here, and I do follow a recipe. There's a calculator online called Soap Calc, and you tell it how many ounces of soap you want to make, and it tells you, and you put in your ingredients, and it tells you how much of each ingredient to use, and it also gives you different different items of quality for the soap that you're going to make. Like it tells you how cleansing it's going to be versus how soft it's going to be. Because you can make something that's very, very cleansing, but it's really harsh on your skin. And so that is one of the things that Soap Calc does for you. It kind of tells you like where in those different ratios your soap follows. So, hi Kimi. And then, okay, so we've got our lye measured out and our water. And when you mix these together, and I usually do this outside, but I'm gonna do it in here today just to show you guys what I'm doing. You always pour your lye into your water. If you pour the water into the lye, it could volcano out and like burn you up. Like this is a very caustic, they also call lye caustic soda. This is a very caustic mixture. You do not want to get it on your hands. You do not want to get it in your eyes. That's why I'm always wearing eye protection. And you do not want to get it anywhere on your skin. So I'm gonna tilt the camera so you guys can watch. Okay, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and mix our lye. And I use a little whisk, and I just whisk it up. And then I'll pour the mixture back into the lye cup, just to get any extra lye that was sticking to the bottom, because we've measured out our ingredients precisely. And I don't know if you can see the steam rising up. Like this is really, really hot right now. It's making steam, it's so hot, and you can just feel it. Let me see, I have a digital thermometer. Let's see how hot that is. It's 191 degrees right now. I don't know if you can see that. All right, so we're gonna let that chill and cool off while we make the rest of our ingredients together. So the first thing that I'm going to put in here is my tallow. And you're gonna see, it's crazy kind of how I do this. So hang on a second, let me go get it. I have a big box, a 50-pound box of tallow that I use to make my soap. I always call this my pen pan because I put on a glove and I go grab a big handful of tallow. So that's what I have right here. Let's see how much we got. 364 and I need 377. So I was close. I just need a little bit more. I always wipe off the excess. I don't want to waste it, like leave it on my gloves when I could be using it to make soap. Get a little bit more. All right, and I'm measuring in grams. You never want to measure in cups. That's 390, 380, 377. Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to change that one glove out, and then I'm going to add my coconut oil. And what I was saying is, you never want to measure in cups because cups is not an accurate measurement. You can scoop a cup of something that weighs 4 ounces. You can scoop a cup of something and pack it in and it weighs 6 ounces. So you always want to measure in ounces, or grams is really the most specific measurement that you can get to. All right, so I need 215 grams of coconut oil. And the soap we're going to make today, and I'll talk about it in a minute, is going to be, we're making a rose soap. It's for a wholesale order. I sell my products wholesale as well as retail. And this is one of those. A wholesaler in Georgia has ordered a whole bunch. All right, so I'm going to pop this in the microwave and just get it melted down. While that's going on, we don't want to waste any time. So we're going to go ahead and mix up our fragrance. So we know we need 1.2 ounces of fragrance. So I'm going to go ahead and mix that. And I'm using Crafter's Choice Rose Fragrance Oil from Wholesale Supplies Plus. That's where I get most of my ingredients and almost all of my fragrances from, because they are just, their shipping is quick, their customer service is great. All over just a very good company. Now, the trick when you're making cold processed soap to get your fragrance to be stronger and to last longer is to add a scoop of clay into your fragrance, and the clay anchors the fragrance and helps it stick in the soap longer. So what we want to do is we want to, while the our hard oils and butters are melting in the microwave, we want to go ahead and get this mixed together so that it can sit, the fragrance can sit in the clay for a little while and marinate, and the longer it sits, the stronger my scent will be whenever we're ready. All right, so this is just about done. Okay. So now we're back to our oils. We want to measure in grams. The next thing we're going to add is our olive oil. And this soap has a lot of olive oil. Olive oil is really good for your skin. It's super cleansing. It's full of antioxidants. It's got a fatty acid profile like tallow that is very, very good for you and very moisturizing. So that's why we use, if you ever heard of Castile soap, that is a 100% olive oil soap, and it has to cure for a whole year when you make it. All right, and then our last ingredient here is going to be castor oil. Castor oil, if you know, you know, is really, really good for your skin as well. It's a little bit thicker. It's very nourishing. Each one of these ingredients is selected because of the qualities that it has for our skin and mixing them together. So tallow, if you don't know the history behind tallow, is what they used to make all of their soaps and lotions out of in the olden days, before all the big companies were out there taking over the cosmetics world. And it worked wonders. It's excellent. So tallow is very similar in its chemical makeup to the oils on our own skin, and so it can soak in a little deeper into your layers of skin, and it is has a high fatty acid profile, specifically with oleic acid, and it's got vitamins A, D, E, and K in it. It can really help protect your skin barrier. And for me, I have a lot of skin damage, sun damage on my arms, I guess from sitting by the window in the car, like when you're driving and stuff. It has nearly erased the skin damage. I know you can still see, like, I have some discoloration, but where it used to be rough and like very thin and easily torn skin, it's now like the rest of my skin. It's very soft to the touch, it's smooth. So there are a lot of benefits, and it can help in many ways to reinforce your skin barrier. And that's one of the great things that tallow does for your skin. Okay, so let's make some soap. We are going to add our lye water, which is still really hot. Let's see what the temperature is now. 172. So it's still pretty hot. All right, I'm gonna move this out of the way. And we are gonna get ready to do some mixing with our stick blender. Okay. Move this out of the way. All right. Here we go. Let's move this here. Just trying to make it where you guys can see really well. All right, so we're gonna add our lye to our oils, and just watch. You see how everything is, it's all clear right now? Watch when I start mixing. You're gonna watch, like in real time, you're gonna watch that chemical process happen. All right, keep an eye on that water. You see it? Do you see the water changing color? Or the oil, I should say. It's gonna get thick and white, and creamy. You see how it splashes a little bit? That's why you want to make sure you have I give it a lot of like little short bursts. I don't want to mix it too long at one time because then it gets full of air bubbles. Okay. We're getting there. So if you're a beginner with making soap, I would suggest you find an easy recipe with just 2 or 3 ingredients to try it out first. See how you like making your own soap. There's a little work involved. When soap is finished, it has to cure for 3 to 4 weeks. Because the chemical process that's happening right now is called saponification. And the first week, I guess, that saponification is happening. So all the lye is going away. So all the caustic material that might burn your skin is being changed into a whole different compound. And then so you're gonna cure it 3 to 4 weeks, 4 to 6 maybe. As the soap cures, it releases the excess water. So if you weigh your soap every week, you'll notice like it's losing weight, and that gives you a harder bar that lasts longer in the shower. It's not gonna melt. using your soap, it won't hurt you to use it if it's a week old, but it's gonna be softer and it's gonna wash away quicker. All right, we're starting to get a little thick, and that's called trace. So we wanna reach a very light trace, and whenever trace is basically when the batter, if you will, becomes thicker. And whenever you drip your stick blender over, you should be able to see an outline of what you just dripped. So we're not quite there yet, but we're getting close. And while I'm gonna set this here for a second and grab another mixing cup. This is gonna be a 2-color soap. It's gonna be pink and white swirled. And I think, that's glitter. I think the white I'm just gonna do in the smaller container. All right, this is titanium dioxide. And we're just gonna put a couple of scoops in here because we want our batter. Natural tallow batter, if I didn't put any color in it, is like a yellowy, and I want this to be more of a brighter white. And then we're gonna use this Angry Rose color from Mad Micas for our pink, for our rose color. Mica is a naturally occurring mineral that you can use to color your soaps. However, if you want to use natural, like completely natural mica, it's actually typically mined by children. So I use engineered mica because it is more sustainable and they don't use children to make it, but it's still, it's not a dye, it's not super harmful for your skin, and it is very safe to use in soap. All right, we are getting close. All right, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna go ahead and add our fragrance. As well as a couple tablespoons of sugar. Sugar adds bubbles. It's what's gonna make the soap very bubbly, help it make a good lather. Just mix this up a little bit more. All right, so remember, this is my rose fragrance and my clay. You have to be careful with some fragrances. They'll do what's called acceleration in your batter. And that means that it makes it get real thick real quick. Worst case scenario, it completely seizes up on you. You should always check. That's why you don't buy your fragrances off of Amazon. If you buy from a reputable soap fragrance company or a candle fragrance company, you really want a soap fragrance company, like made for your body, not for candles. But if you buy from a reputable company, then you know you're getting something that's, most of the manufacturers test their fragrances in soap. So they will tell you how their testing went, if it caused what's called an acceleration or riced. You can make like little, it can look like rice, but it completely seizes up. Like you'll be stick blending and you just can't move it anymore. All right, I'm just mixing up this white with my stick blender a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and add our pink to the main batch. All right. I like that. And that is, oh, they left a little white in the main. All right, now I like it. All right. So let's add a little pink. I get all of my micas from Mad Micas. I just find that their colors are just so bright and so vivid and beautiful compared to anybody else. I also know that they do a lot of third-party testing. I know that their micas are safe for the skin. I know that they're sustainable, and I know that they're good quality. So let's go ahead and mix our color, and we'll pour our soap, which is the fun part. Ooh, making a mess. go. Look how beautiful that is, y'all. Drop a note, a comment on this video if there's another type of soap you'd like to see me make. If there's a specific fragrance or for specific design. I'd love to do play with some different varieties, different ideas than the same old stuff I'm always making. All right, I like that. It looks good. I think I got it all mixed. All right, guys. Now the good part. Let's pour some soap. I'm gonna stick this in here. All right. So I'm gonna do a bit of a swirl. So I'm gonna go ahead and, can you see? I'm gonna pour. That's not the best. It's better if I pour it this way for you to see. Y'all see that? I'll pour the soap in, the pink. And it's not completely mixed. The color is still a little stripy in there, but it doesn't really matter. I'm kind of mixing colors anyway. All right, so then I'm gonna, this is called a drop swirl. And so, oh, see how thick that one got? So I'm gonna pour all the white in. And I think I'm gonna mix a little bit of the white in with this pink. And when you pour it in here, this is called an in the pot swirl. There's a lot of different names for how you decorate your soap. All right, so I just got this. This is called a gear tie, and I'm going to use it to swirl my soap. So I'm just gonna kind of stick it in, and I'm just gonna jig it around a lot. And this is gonna swirl that white color all throughout my soap, hopefully without muddying the soap too much. And then I'm gonna, without mixing up the white that's in here, I'm gonna just pour this in here. It smells so good, y'all. It literally smells like fresh roses. And I know one of the things that is coming back in style these days is people having like a signature scent. And rose is becoming a very popular signature scent. I do have a few of these bars in stock right now. So if you wanted one and you didn't want to wait, my website is bubblybotanicals.com. You can go and order that right now if you're interested. These are just some little rose. These are also made of soap that I made ahead of time because I knew that I was going to be making this soap. And I want each bar of soap to have a little rose on top. I think it's pretty. And that is it. And one extra. I'll show you just for funsies. This is what the soap looks like when it's done, except I didn't color the white last time. This is what I mean when I say that the tallow has almost like a yellow tinge to it. And then I put the roses on top. And it smells delightful. All right, so that's it. We have our soap made. What I'm gonna do now is I'm going to do something called forcing gel phase. So as the soap cures, it's gonna go through a couple of different, it can go through, like it can saponify on its own, but a lot of times that leaves like a discolored ring in the center. So what I do is I have an oven that has a bread proofing cycle on it. I don't need these anymore. It has a bread proofing cycle on it, and so I put it on bread proof, which, I mean, it's not hot at all. Like I can touch the grates with my hands. It's not that hot. But it keeps the soap warm, which forces it through what's called gel phase. And so then you don't get that weird color in the middle. You just, you get a beautiful, more brightly vivid colored soap. So that is pretty much it. Does anybody have any questions? I'd love to answer any questions y'all have. I don't see any questions yet. I appreciate everybody who joined. This is my first live, but I thought it would be fun to make a soap right here with everybody watching. All right. Okay guys, well that was fun. I'm gonna go ahead and end the live and get this in the oven. It will sit overnight and then I will cut it in the morning. And I'll turn the oven off before I put it in. So I put it on bread proof, let that warm up a little bit, then I turn it off, put the soap in, leave it overnight. In the morning I'll cut it. It will still be soft in the morning. I have to be careful when I'm unmolding it not to mash the corners. So it will still be pretty soft, but I'll unmold it and cut it in the morning and post that to, I'll post a video of that to my social media accounts. Instagram is at bubbly_botanicals_. Facebook is Bubbly Botanicals. TikTok is Bubbly Botanicals. And again, you can always buy any of my products on bubblybotanicals.com. And I look forward to being live with you guys again someday. Maybe sometime soon. Bye.